Hello, Terry.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very well.
Okay, good.
Is it
Yeah,
just you and me?
yeah. So far it's only you. Usually it's not many people this time here, but we'll wait because first time I tried to create Hangout, it dropped, and I'm afraid some people were trying to join that first Hangout, which is empty now because it was
Oh,
dropped. So we'll wait for a little.
okay.
So what time? Yeah.
I didn't see last night's hangout, so I don't know. Did you review my image, or was that
Uh,
today? Or
I'm not sure. I did it a little bit kind of sporadic
yeah.
last night. I started from the one I selected. Then I realized that I didn't select images from people who joined it Hangout, so I jumped to
Uh,
get those people. So it may be that, let's, can you let me load the forum, and I want to make sure that, because now I want to start talking about images which, I mean, from those who join it. So you will be first. Let me see. What is your image? Can you kind of remind me?
Guinness and broken glass.
Broken. Okay, okay. I see. I think I have it here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we didn't discuss it yesterday. So.
You did?
No, I didn't. No.
You didn't? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. So let me post public broadcast and make sure that. Okay, unlock. Okay, let's start. So this is Studio Photography Insights Hangout, a kind of European edition. Yesterday we had 2.5 hours of talk about beer shots we got submitted, and today we just I will cover the shots which we didn't talk about yesterday. So Terry, your shot will be first. David, unfortunately, not with us. He can do it, but we kind of work it out from here. So let me share my screen. Okay. Broken glass. Get another glass. You just can drink Guinness from a can, right? Actually, it's the same for me. I don't like beer from can. I never liked it. I was trying to. Oops. I have some stuff. Okay. So what can we do here? Let me see. The first, what I see from technical standpoint, it's a reflection on the can, right?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's actually pretty good, but there are ways to get it better, I think, because what I see is probably reflectors or just the strip boxes there, and it's cool to have some kind of gradient. When you can, when you highlight not directly the subject, but you use strip box or in-light source to highlight the reflector, create a gradient on it, and then that gradient will be reflected from the can because it's glossy, so it's easy to get.
Yeah.
Let me show you what kind of reflection I'm talking about. Just a moment. I want to show you this. On Bilka Hill website, there is pretty cool image. Well, there are many pretty cool images, but I'm gonna jump. Okay. So well, just a moment. I'm still trying to load his stuff. Okay, here we go. Wow, it says crashed. Hi, Ron, you're here.
Hello.
Okay, so this, you see the glass, and you see the reflection of the glass. You see how it's cool? It's like there is some gradient coming from that kind of divider line, and
Yeah.
this get achieved by kind of masking your reflector with a black screen. That's what we see on the left side of the glass, and then the gradient
Yeah.
coming. So that kind of reflection looks pretty cool on any glossy cylindrical subject, glass or can or, you know. So that's probably what would be cool to have on your shot. Let me jump back to it.
Yeah.
What else? I liked how glass get broken, and is it like separate shots for each piece of glass, or you just hit it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I use Scotch tape,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a boom arm across the top, and I hung each piece of glass off of tape, and I photographed them individually.
Yeah. You know what can be cool if it would be some beer inside glass, which kind of pouring through that opening, through the cracks. I know it will be a completely different shot and much more complicated, but it's just an idea.
Yeah. I thought about that afterwards.
Yeah.
But it was too late, really. Yeah.
So it's pretty. Yeah, I understand it's complex shot. It's really complex shot. If you want to put those pieces of glass and beer coming out, it's wow. Yeah. So other than
cool.
reflections on the can, I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe. Well, that glass, that bottom piece of glass, kind of yellow and brownish. I don't know. Did it came from the beer in it?
Yeah,
or?
There was beer in there. I actually broke the glass. It was an accident.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see. So I think maybe it's, well, I don't know. Maybe beer should be there. But again, it's just a thought. It's not like an issue. So basically, this is it.
Okay.
Do you have any other? Ron, do you have any thoughts about this shot?
No, I kind of like the concept of the oops, I got to get it back up. Like the idea of the broken glass, even though I've done the same a couple times myself. I've never bothered to tape it back together and try to make a break out of it. I think the highlight on the can is hot versus the rest of the can. But I think you were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a hell of a time when I was trying to photograph things with gold labels. Gold is hard to photograph because it really wants to pop.
Right. Yeah, it's hard because it's glossy. You can't highlight directly that stuff because it just reflects the modifier. So something like big reflectors with gradients maybe. Okay, let's jump to another one. This one, it's very small image, and like I said, guys, if you can submit larger version, it's just much easier to see the whole picture, when it's large. I like the concept. I know it was lit from the bottom, so through the glass and through the ice, which is pretty cool. But you see, it gave me that kind of HDR-ish look, almost like in HDR when it's done wrong, But I understand it's not HDR. It's because that's how it was lit. But still, it's kind of gray ice, especially at the bottom. It should be some sparks, some highlights on it added, so it will be more pop-up. Same for the label. While bottle look, well, relatively cool when lit through the bottle, but the label, it's not good when it's, like lit only through from the behind. We probably need to add spotlight just to that Heineken, and it will kind of pop up and it will fix the situation. Because from the label we need like reflected light, not refracted, I would say. So maybe it's a little bit the crop may be too tight, but again, it's hard to see because it's image small. So I don't know. Probably I would like to see the cap of that bottle on the middle bottle cap, maybe. So, but yeah, cool concept. I just needs to be worked out a little bit more. Okay, let's jump to this one. Yeah, nice idea about cool everything. So it's like red gel light on the bottom, giving us some kind of feeling that it's hot stones and the beer is kind of cooling them, and the smoke is coming. Pretty cool. The only thing it's not really plays for me is the background, because it's different type of green as in bottle, and I think it should be some kind of tune to match bottle green, even though it should be much brighter like here, but like I said, maybe different green. The bottle itself, the light, well, it's pretty good. I see very kind of smooth light in front, which look nice. Maybe some rim lights, but again, it looks good without it. So, at the given concept, I think it's nice, except the background, which I don't like. The rest is cool. Guys, what do you think? Any?
Sorry, did you ask me?
Yeah,
what do I think?
We can participate. Yeah, if you have some something to say or some opinion, yeah, let's go to express it, because it's only 3 people
Yeah.
here. So I think the photographer who submitted will benefit from more opinions than only mine.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have put cold beer with hot ashes. I don't know.
Oh.
To me it seems you're warming the beer up, cooking the beer. I don't know. I like the colour. Yeah, it's a nice shot. I just think the hot ashes and cold beer don't go together. That's my opinion.
I'm a little confused about one thing. Actually, confused is not a good word. When I first looked at the picture, I thought it was a picture in the bottom of an aquarium, and I thought the smoke was one of those lighting things like it comes through the surface of the water against the back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the reflections from the wave action type thing when you shoot into a swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think I didn't get it as smoke immediately until you said it. Then I said, oh yeah, it is smoke. I see it now.
Yeah, I see. Maybe I don't know how he got this smoke. Well, whatever that. But yeah, if it would be real smoke from, well, anyway, like a cigarette, it will look different. I agree. Yeah. But yeah, nice concept.
Pretty.
Yep. Okay, let's jump to this one. Well, the idea is nice with those bottles kind of clashing together and those corks popping up. But the lighting on the bottle is not really nice, and even though it's all kind of wet and drops all on the bottle, I don't like the color. Maybe it was washed out from too much color on the background, or okay. Now I remember the original shot. It was much darker background, and then I think it's Matt removed background, probably just adding a little more highlights and brightness to the image and post-production, and that's where the bottles get changed color and become not really kind of nice. So I think it's a post. Let me see. Maybe I can pull up it just a moment. The original shot. Okay. Well, no, it's close to. Okay, so no, it's a different shot I'm talking about. So I don't know how this one is exactly done. Yeah, I kind of mixed a little bit. So bottles should be lit better. Maybe some light from behind, and the color should kind of should be fixed. Well, yeah, maybe some splash. If you have that kind of, impact or clash of the bottles, maybe some splash should come out just to make it look nicer. I don't know. What else? What can we say?
I like the layout and the concept, but to me, the thing that jumps right out at me is the main label on the bottle neck on the one on the left is out of focus.
Yeah, true.
I mean, the one thing that, to me, if you're doing product work, if you're going to get a label in, it needs to be dead on.
Okay, this is the setup. Yeah, so it was
it's a neat setup.
Yeah, you see, he got this the caps really kind of flying around.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's cool. But now I see the background is too bright and it's washed away a little bit stuff, and that's why it kind of came this way. So a little bit less. It's better to not overexpose background on the shot, but do it on the post-production, just to add brightness to that particular area, and then product will look still better. So let's jump to this one. Here it's pretty nice kind of frozen action of those bubbles, but the foam, it's not white and it's not, there is no foam, it's more like a beer coming out without almost any foam, right? I would add more real foam, so it will be coming first foam, white, then the liquid inside. As for the liquid, if we look at the beer shots, like glass, the beer in the glass, they usually look different in terms of they show those micro bubbles of the beer, not the turbulent bubbles which we see here. So I'm not sure how it will sell the beer, I mean, that kind of big bubbles. I understand why it came this way, but again, maybe it should be fixed somehow in separate shots, or I don't know. What else?
The beer that's being poured in, it looks like water.
Yeah, probably, yeah. It looks like a water, more like a water than the beer. I don't know what the real stuff was. And for the stream itself, the top one, you see in the middle of it completely washed out, which is not good. It should be yellow. The whole thing should be yellow. Again, it was probably too much, either post-production or too much background light on this. And the rim light is, from one side I see this very tiny black line on the left, on the glass. On the right there is not like this, so it should be symmetrical. I don't know how we got this line, or it should be no line at all, if you talk about this. And again, maybe full glass, because we're showing a lot, it's not a macro shot, so probably it's a good idea to back up a little bit to show the whole glass. Okay, we talked about this, and there's two shots. This is first one, and then this one. Let's start from that. It's nice, nice bottle, and yeah, I kind of like the gradients, but for some reason, let's say that reflection on the right, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom with that kind of line gradient. It's somehow lost in the middle. It will be much nicer if we will have the whole line till the bottom of the can. And same from the left side. And because on the left side we have these big highlights on the middle, on that oval, white oval, it's not really playing well because the middle, it's too dark. Middle of the can, there is 1664 on it, so we need to have more lights on the middle. Background is cool, and yeah, maybe just different crop a little bit, but again, it's nice like this. And if you talk about this shot, I love the concept, I love the idea, but it would be really cool if we'll have beer not like this, not like in a glass, but imagine that it will be more like coming out, more turbulence, and almost like, you know, so it will give more idea that it was opened and the content of the can is coming out. It will be probably much harder to shoot, but it will look much better. Because here it's more cartoonish, it's not the beer, and again, not much foam on it. So some motion should be coming from this shot. Any other thoughts, guys?
I like the torn can. I think it's a great concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the colour.
Yeah.
And I think the lighting on the second shot is better than the first shot on the actual can.
Yeah, this more dramatic, you see, and this kind of less saturated. But yeah, you're right. And oh, by the way, about background, we see that it's almost like a flame, but it's coming somewhere in the middle for some reason. I know why, because it was a table, but it may be, well, maybe we need to lower the camera or put Ken on the kind of edge of the table, so it will be more like coming from the bottom of the can, that kind of blue flame, almost like here. So, okay, this one. It's a pretty nice concept, and I'm not sure what kind of background. It's more like, well, maybe like a flame, right, coming from some kind of lava or I don't know, which looks pretty nice. But the bottle itself, especially label, it's a little bit too dark. If we're talking about shooting for product, for like advertisement shot, we need to make sure that the label is popping up more. And on this shot, I think it should be a little bit brighter. It can be done in post-production, especially that the logo on top of the that word, it's not visible. You don't see the logo, and it's not nice. We need to have much brighter label. But other than that, looks nice. Maybe a little bit light on the cap. I always like when it's kind of gets touched by light, but it's little. And I don't know, I don't see the bottom of the bottle, but maybe it's fine. So, any other thoughts? We jump to the next one.
I like the colors in it. I like the concept.
Okay, so we talked about Terry, about yours, right? And this one, yeah. Now I'm going to show. Let me find it.
This was the one with 2 shots, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. Well, it's I have before post-production and after. That's why I'm going to pull it. Just a moment. Okay, so this shot is, here it is. This is as is from the camera, as I understand, and then it was post-production this way. And if you look at this, while background became white, which is good, the bottles became overexposed too, which is not good. So it should be separate. It will probably much easier to clip out bottles from the background. And plus, white balance. First, we'll fix white balance here, right? Because if background is blue, meaning the green is not really green, it will be different. So we fix white balance, then we clip out the bottles, and we make background look bright and white. But bottles, maybe a little bit add lights on them using that burn and dodge tool, but they shouldn't look like this. They really washed away. It's basically just brightness was bumped up.
It's kind of like an HDR image. It looks almost more like a drawing.
Yeah, a contrast was added and brightness was added, so that kind of leads to that too dark areas and too bright. It's almost like HDR, bad HDR, like, right? And if you look here, we see the lighting, which actually was very good for the bottles. The only thing I would fix on the right bottle, that edge of the label, it's silver, and we see that reflector. Sometimes it reflects bright reflector, sometimes it's not. So it should be fixed. It should be all white kind of rim around the Heineken label. Same actually as on the left table. Oh, sorry, on the left bottle, it looks pretty good. The label itself, maybe a little bit more light on it, but reflections looks great. So that's it. That's probably post-production task. The rest looks cool. Okay, so that is it. The rest was yesterday, and this is my shot. I explained yesterday, and video is almost ready. Actually, it's uploaded to YouTube already, and it's still being processed by YouTube. It's 1.4 gigabyte, 2.5 hours, so it will take time to get it. Yeah, Terry, if you want to ask me something about that particular shot while we're online, you can go ahead. And
your shot.
Yeah, if you want, because I have set up here, so I don't know.
Okay. Did you? I mean, I see you put the bottle on top of the a light stand. Is that right?
Yes, yes. Let me show you.
And then did you just splash it there in place in situ?
Yes, yes, yes. I was splashing stuff from both sides of the bottle, and this is how I fix it in the stand. Oh man, it's leaking. So this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Umbrella holder.
Yeah.
And I glued with epoxy glue that stand connector.
Yeah.
Standard stand connector to the bottle,
Yeah.
so it holds pretty good. Because I wasn't sure how we're gonna shoot it, vertical or maybe like that, so it should be able to hold it. And you see, it's made. I used water with few drops of milk to fill the bottle. You see, it's opened, and that's how I got this glowing look of the bottle. Because otherwise, if I don't have white background, and it wasn't white background, it was blue, a bottle didn't look bright enough. And I can just use backlight, because it's transparent, it's not made.
Yeah.
It's not diffusing light, it wasn't diffusing. So first I was trying to add that kind of screens at the back to the bottle. And it was doing job really well, except it was some dark areas on the neck. That's where I usually see, even with the screen. So I then just got milk.
Milk and water. I would never have thought of that.
Yeah, it was kind of sporadic idea, because I spent more than an hour fighting with the bottle. First I was trying to get perfect shot of the bottle without any splash, and I couldn't do it, and then I got kind of that idea to make it made.
I've got a problem. I've got flashlights, but they're the Mets. I don't know if you know Mets flashlights, and the light duration on those are only about 1/1000th of a second, so I can't get good splash shots.
I think on any battery-powered strobe, flash duration depends from the power. On the full power, it may be around 1/1000, but if you lower it to 1/8 of a power, you'll be getting like 1/6 or maybe 1/10,000. Did you try to lower power?
I lowered the power. I went right down to 1/32, and it was still blurring. So I looked at I googled it and did looked at their technical specification, and the light duration is not quick enough.
I see. That's strange. It's expensive flash, and I know that even the least expensive, like Vivitar, you can get for, I don't know, $80. They're perfect for stopping splash.
Yeah.
But probably the color consistency. Maybe Mets went to color instead of duration.
Yeah, they're great for portraiture and that sort of thing, or for doing off-camera shoots outdoors, but for splash, they don't seem to work at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So I've got to buy some, I'll probably get some speed lights.
Yeah, do you have a point-and-shoot camera with a hot shoe connector? Like little one? I remember I was doing that article about do you really need serious DSLR?
Yeah.
And you can, they can synchronize with any shutter speed, so you can shoot it 1/2000 or 1/4000 of a second.
Yeah.
Camera, if you can fire flash from it on manual mode.
I'm not sure. I know I've got a little point and shoot camera, but I don't think it's got a hot shoe on it. My one.
Yeah. That's a problem. If you don't have connector, it will be hard.
Yeah.
Just for splash, you can use that little camera, and then still for assignment it will be cool, because you'll be. We're talking more about light here, right? The light modifiers, that kind of stuff. Camera really doesn't matter. In general, to learn that kind of stuff. To shoot for clients, obviously, but to learn for yourself and for portfolio, nobody will notice what kind of shot is it if you got nice splash and put in portfolio web size.
Yeah.
It's like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Hey, Alex, this is Mike. I have a question for you. Sorry, my
Sure.
camera's not working. I was going to make some soft boxes this week, and I was wondering what's a good size. Should I make it like a 10 by 30 or more of a square?
Well, I have almost like a square softbox, the one smaller than bigger, but I would say I use them only 10% of the time. The rest it's strip boxes. So if you can do for kind of product photography, strip boxes probably has much wider use than regular boxes. So if you can do more like.
All my soft boxes are square. They're about 2 feet square, and I spend half of my time blocking half of one of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because you can use, if you have strip box and you need large light, just use big cardboard square and use strip boxes to highlight that board, and it will be big soft box basically. That's it. But if you use soft box, you can block it.
So like a 10 by 30 is good size, or what's a good size to make?
10 by 30, 10 inches. How big is it?
Basically 1 foot by 3 feet.
Yeah. Well, it's good. What kind of light do you have?
I picked up some. I had a speed light, but I picked up some cheap flashes off of Amazon that I can put into slave mode, and I can adjust the powers on.
What's the power? Because you see, bigger softbox require more power from the power summons, from the light.
It's pretty equivalent to the 430 Canon flash output.
I see. Well, then, if you get in 1 by 3 feet, it's probably a bit too large because you have to shoot almost at full power. And if you try to freeze splash with that softbox, you will need to shoot it like 1/8 of a power. And to get enough light, you probably need to shoot like ISO 800 or so. So, I don't know, maybe you need to make it smaller. Again, if it's only for product, it can be much smaller. But if you're going to use it for people, it's no way to get this really small box, right? You need larger.
Now I'm basically making it to make my light look better for the assignments that you guys are coming up with.
Well, then maybe you do smaller box. Maybe like 2 feet by half feet or 2 feet by 1 feet. You know, that will run. They will work.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, are we good? Any questions?
I got one thing to show you.
Sure.
I got my screen share up and functioning. All right, let's see. Okay, there's the cleaned up version.
Okay.
I got a white background and a much brighter gold label on a gold top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks pretty good. This is just post-production of that version, right?
Yep, all I did is just took the background and knocked out the gray in the background. I left a tiny bit right in the center. It got too white against the label.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lightened up the foam just a tiny bit and really did a pretty heavy job on the gold cap.
I see. Ron, can you send like higher resolution file to me? I want to give it to Zhenya just to see what he can do. If he finds it.
Yeah, it's also, I put the new version up on my Google Plus page. It's up there at the high res.
Oh, okay.
Check it up there. I replaced the old version.
Ron, did you tip that beer down the sink?
Yes, it did. Yes, it absolutely went down the sink. Can't stand the stuff.
Is it on your Google?
Yeah, Google Plus. Look in my albums. Let me.
Okay, I got it. I see.
It's a fourth item or fifth item. I don't know, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Download full size. Okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what Jenny will say and could do if you.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time with it, but I real quickly went in and opened up the gold on the top, opened up the beer a little bit, and then took most of the background gradation out. There's still a tiny bit of gray across the center of the background.
Right.
like I said, I did it partially because when I really started to go to a pure white, I was fighting with the label on the lower right. You almost started to lose the edge of the bottle.
Yeah, I see. Maybe there is a way to fix both to have
well, I could have actually gone back in and actually reworked the edge of the bottle, but this was kind of a quick fix just to see how it looked. And I like the top much better.
Yeah, top is much better, yeah.
It's much more gold now. And I also, Dave's comment was, give it a little more room on the bottom, so I grew the frame slightly on the bottom and top. Mm-hmm. Mainly on the bottom.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good.
I went back in and actually reduced the size of the black lines on the actual glass of beer, but they didn't come out well. I put them back again.
I see.
That needed to be reshot as opposed to fixed in Photoshop.
Yeah, and you know, I think originally, not originally, but it would be overall better look if it would be not black but bright lines, you know, bright highlights all around. Maybe just because our eye kind of like it. I don't know, but I have a feeling that if it would be bright lines, rim light, it will look, I don't know, pop up more.
Yeah, good.
It's probably just the area around the table from both sides, right? You didn't have anything there. It was just black, right?
No. There's actually a black card on the left and the right.
Oh, so you did. Okay, so it is for purpose.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's actually that's where this was actually, you know, there's a light behind there's two lights behind the light box because I don't have a single piece of plastic. If I had a single piece, I could have put it at a 45-degree angle and lit the whole back. But I have to use two pieces of plastic at right angles to each other. So there's an actual light box it's setting on, and then I put another light between a piece of clear plastic, not clear, but white plastic behind it. Mm-hmm. So that's how I gin the light box. Then I use the rest of the shot's a single light. It's just one light from the right-hand side. It's one of those 2-foot by 2-foot squares with half of it blocked off by a black card. Because I kept getting too broad of a, yeah, there it is.
Here, okay, I see, yeah, I see now.
Yeah, the light boxes had to have two lights simply because I don't have a single piece of curved plastic that big.
Yep. Okay.
The actual bottom light box was, I went to a ham radio festival where they sell ham radios, and on one of the junk tables there was a guy who was selling these light boxes from a hospital that were for X-rays. I got the whole light box for $10.
I see. Nice. Terry, I think we hear your breathing too much a little bit. Maybe you need to move mic a little bit. Okay, it's kind of blurry. That's fine. I think it's just like that. Yep, now it's great. Okay. Yeah, actually I was thinking about how we can do even better with kind of learning process and the whole hangout. Maybe it's a good idea to do sometime kind of reshoot and then discuss after, let's say, we got submissions, right? And if you like, you can, based on the input, you can do a reshoot and for example, for this, you don't need to reshoot, right? You can do post-production. Sometimes it's just only post-production. Sometimes it can be reshoot. So if you'd like to kind of try to implement what we told you just to check, maybe we're just telling you some bullshit, I don't know. So just to play with it and come with new result, it would be cool. We can get back to that shot on next hangout and kind of review it and say, was it improvement or what kind of things were? Because
I have to break the leather glass.
Yeah. I think the whole idea is to to kind of to grow with our knowledge and to really learn stuff. Because I learned a lot doing this assignments as well. It's a little bit different when you do for assignment and you kind of think through the whole process, how it will. Well, it's pretty cool, and obviously kind of troubleshooting and work on the errors, on the mistakes. Probably will be a really good stuff. So, and the next, I just gonna repeat it. The next assignment from Dave, it's actually kind of free format. You can shoot whatever you want, but it should be something you're passionate about, something really which kind of plays with with your, I don't know, with your feeling about photography and something which you will really like to shoot. Still, tabletop photography type of thing. We're not going to shoot portraits probably, but if you really, really like, you may go that way. So I'm going to post to clip that piece where Dave was setting assignment and post it separately from that 2.5-hour video, just to get easier without going through the whole assignment. So that was for the next week.
Okay.
And yeah.
Really nice to speak with you, and it's nice to speak to Ron. I can't see. Is it Mr. Broderick there?
Yeah, yeah. Mike doesn't have cam on, so that's why. But we can hear him.
Yeah, I just got my mic today. I'm at work, so I gotta be on the down low.
Okay.
Okay, great. I think we're done. I need to get some lunch now. Yeah, as usually, let's submit our work. I'll create a blog post, well, forum post about this. I'm still not really satisfied with the way it works on the forum, because I can't kind of post my remarks for each submission. If I post something, it will be there's a bottom reply to the whole thread, which is not good. So we may kind of rethink it. Maybe we'll go back to the comments in the blog, because on the comment you can specify what reply comes where. Because I want to leave kind of short descriptions, short feedback for each submission. But I need to think about it first.
On other forums I'm on, I don't know about the one you're using, but on other forums I'm on, very often each participant, you create the folder, if you will, where the data goes. For, let's say, the beer shot, you have the beer folder. And then each person does a new topic in the beer folder, and then the topics become individual items with the comments after them. And you do a reply to the comment. So,
right, so not like the whole thread, but the topics. Every submission, it's a new topic.
Right,
inside.
but it's inside the folder, which is beer, so when you go to the beer folder, you only see all the ones that are there, but then each one becomes a comment, and then you can reply to the comment as a reply, and it stays with that particular new topic.
It's like individual discussion for each submission. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's probably a good idea, yeah.
That's how I'm on a bunch of other ones that have to do with rocks and minerals, and that's how they all work.
I see.
Yeah, that way you create your own thread for each one.
Right.
Okay. And one more thing I forgot to tell about it yesterday. I think we kind of like the idea of me posting the whole submission that Wednesday to my Google Plus stream like a separate album. But the problem with it, I can tag all the photos, and there is no names. So it would be cool if you guys just use some watermarks, just put your name or whatever information you want to put on the photo. So it will be much easier to recognize, and again, you need exposure, right? And that will add exposure to your work, not to mine. Because, guys,
so you want us to actually sign the photo itself, like in the lower left-hand corner?
Exactly, yeah. It will be, probably this is the fastest way. You can go back and kind of add tag to your photo when I post it, but well, if you just put in the photo, it's much easier to recognize. I do it every time, but not to protect it, because it's bullshit. It's not a protection. And again, I don't care about protection. But when somebody wants to find me, even if somebody saved this photo, and like a year later get back to his downloads folder and, oh, who's this photo is? Without that watermark saying coloscope.com, they will never find me.
Sure.
So that's probably a good idea. Just little, you know.
Yeah, I like that idea. I actually I went and tagged my name on that one photo you posted.
Yeah,
but I thought it was cool that you did that for us.
Yeah, I'll do it every time, because now I can go back and see pluses and kind of, so it's more like voting system much better than on the forum, because it's much more exposure on Google Plus than on my forum. Even though on the forum we have that thumbs down, thumbs up, but I think Google better.
Now, one of the things I'm also doing is I'm not uploading my photos to your hard drive. I just upload them to my website and then tag them over. Is that okay with you?
Well, it's fine, but when you post on the forum, I think you upload it, right? It's really upload.
No.
No, I just I do the same thing. I just post a link to the image, and your forum grabs it.
Yeah, some people, when I'm on some of the other rock and gem websites, they don't want me to post my rock pictures on the site because it takes up too much of their hard drive space and they have to pay for it.
I see.
So what I actually do is I post to my website and then just link them over to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't. I never know that it will work this way because it looks like it's attached, but now I see the URL is coming from your website. Yeah, it's fine. It's completely fine. It's actually it's takes load off from my server, which is good.
Exactly.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Just make sure, because sometimes images will disappear if you use some crappy service, and then it will,
No, my website's been going since 1996, so I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, if it's your website, it's fine. I just seen sometimes people are...
Yeah, if you put them on Flickr or somebody, then you go back up and you clear out a file or a folder, then all of a sudden all your pictures disappear.
Right, but on Flickr, it won't work, because Flickr won't give you URL with .jpeg, with real link to the image. And if it ends if URL which you posted on the forum is not ending by .jpeg, it's not going to show anything. That's a problem. Even though it's a Flickr image, but it won't show. So we need to make sure that it ends with real image at the end. Hi, Matt.
What's up?
Alex, another thing you might want to look into on Google, the Google Plus, you can create pages. It's like a separate site on its own, and maybe you could create a Studio Hangout pages, and that could kind of keep your submission, our submission separate from your page, unless you want them all on your page.
Well, that's good idea, but the only thing which is not good will be about that on the page. How many followers you can get on that page? 100, 200. You know what I'm saying? Or, maybe I can share. Well, if I can post it on the page and then I can share that page every time on my stream, it will work. Yeah, maybe. I need to think. If I can share on my screen, on my stream, yeah, it would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd be able to. That way you would just have the one share linking off to their own separate page. Just something maybe you want to look at.
Yes. Yeah, it's good to keep it because after a while, I think it will be. I will have so many albums with photo which is not mine, which is maybe not a good idea. You're right. Yeah, good. I'll take a look at this. Okay. Oh, it's almost 1 hour. Matt, I'm sorry. I went through your image. We talked about it, but it's all recorded. I will post. Stuff, and we can probably chat later with you, but I just
cool.
can't do it now. Sorry, it's 1 hour and I need to run.
Yeah, sorry, I'm late. I was at work, so I couldn't come before.
No, that's fine. Like I said, I gave my input and we discussed all the images which... It may be not even today, maybe it was yesterday. I don't remember. Maybe no, it was today, actually. It was today, and yeah, we talked about it. It was post-production. You have good luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure again meet you, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Bye.